Hey guys, Lisa here. It's that time of year. It's November, and sadly it's time to winterize my bike. And so I'm going to do it myself. It saves me paying money for someone else to do it for me. It's super easy, anyone can do it. And yeah, sad days. So what I'm going to do is start off firstly by washing the bike, just getting all the dirt and debris off. And then I'm going to take the leather saddlebags off, give them a good wipe. I haven't cleaned them, I think, in 5 months now since I've been on the road. And yeah, you can pick up some leather cleaning wipes from Walmart or any auto store or supermarket, or the spray. It's up to you. These are the wipes I picked up from Walmart. They were $1.88 a packet, I think. Okay, so in between taking the saddlebags off and cleaning them and cleaning the bike, it snowed overnight, so it's pretty cold, and as you can see, a bit of snow on the ground. So perfect time to put the bike in the garage today. So now that I've cleaned it, my next step is to put in some stabilizer, which you can pick up again from any auto store, Walmart, and it's probably about $6. And this is what it looks like. And you just need to measure out how much is going into your bike. So my bike is 15.5 litre engine. So on the back of the stabilizer it shows exactly how much you need to put in for litres or gallons. So I'm going to take the cap off now and start pouring that in. Okay, so for me, being 15.5 litres, I've worked out that I need just over 1.5 ounces. So I've got 3/4 of an ounce here, which I'm going to pour in. And then I squeeze it up, get a bit more. So that's a 1/2 ounce there. Pour that guy in. All right. Okay, so I need another 0.5 of an ounce to go in. Then what you need to do is run your bike for a few minutes to get that flowing through. Okay, so I'm going to let my bike run for a couple of minutes now and just let the stabilizer go through the fuel tank. Okay, so I've got my stabilizer in, and one thing I forgot to mention before is that you want to have your fuel tank or gas tank at least 95% full. You don't want air getting in there. Air creates condensation, so you need to make sure that you've got it full. Either drive to a gas station, fill it up, and then take a jerry can home and top it up. But just please ensure it's full. You don't want condensation in there. Okay, next step. So the bike is clean and washed, and I've got the stabilizer in. I've run it through. So my bike is a shaft drive. I don't have a chain. So for those of you that do have a bike with a chain, you basically need to clean, wash and wax the chain. So just, I don't know, I can't help you with that. You'll have to find another video on the internet. So from here, I'm now going to take my bike down into the garage where I'm going to store it for the winter, and then we'll take the battery out. Okay, so I've got my bike in the garage now, and as you can see, I put down at the back a yoga mat because that's all I had on hand, and at the front I put some cardboard because I don't want to get a flat spot on my tires, and also I don't want the cold coming up through the concrete. You can get a jack and jack your bike up and lift it off the ground, or you can get, for $40, it's like a mini jack that hooks up to the front here and just lifts the front tire up a bit. But I'm working with what I've got here, and so I'm hoping this will suffice and do the trick and look after my tires over the winter. So also I've just done an oil and filter change on my bike. So if you haven't done one in quite a while, it's probably best to drain the oil out and put clean oil in. But as I said, I've already done it recently. The oil is clean, so I'm just going to leave that in there for the winter. But now it's time to take out the battery. So I'm not going to be riding at all this winter. The bike is staying here in Colorado. And so I need to lift up the seat somehow and get the battery out, which is in here. And then I'm going to hook it up to a battery tender and leave that inside the house. So that was super simple. I've got the back seat off. It was just one bolt here that unclips and then 2 Allen key bolts here. So here is the battery, and what I'm going to need is a screwdriver to disconnect this here. So I've got my trusty tools here on the ground, and I'll start taking this out and then get it in the house and get it on the battery tender. Okay, so battery's out. So what I'm going to do before I hook that up to the tender is clean my seats with my vinyl wipes and put the seats back on. And that way I'm not going to lose any of the bolts or the Allen key screws that hold it together over the winter. And it just protects the vinyl as well whilst it's in storage. Right, here comes the fun bit, connecting the battery to the battery tender. So this is the battery tender that I actually picked up from Walmart. I think it retailed at something like $22 US. So firstly, I'm going to open a beer because it's that time of day. Right. So I've taken the battery out. Got the screw sitting here. So what I want to do is, because I'm taking the bike out and keeping it inside the house for winter, I'm going to actually use the alligator clips. So we've got red here. So red is positive, and you can see here on the battery the positive and negative. So I'm going to connect the red to here, and then connect the black one to the negative. Easy peasy. Take another chug of beer. And this guy here is what plugs into the main part that goes into the wall. So if you have a look, this is the guy that goes into the wall. And he's got the same looking connection as this one here. So all you do is clip them together. Turn that around. Like so. Blimey, this is really hard to do with one hand. Let's sit that here. There we go. Connect these two together. Perfect. So you've got that connected. You've got your alligator clips on. Remember, positive to positive, negative to negative. Grab this guy. Take him over to where you're going to store it. So just for purposes now, I'm just going to plug it in here. I'm not actually going to store it in this part of the house. Plug it into the wall, and there you go. So it shows you on the side as well what the lights mean. So red, green, green flashing. So if you have a look on the side there, green flashing, reading it upside down here, flashing green means battery is greater than 80% charged. So once it sits on the wall for a while, it'll probably go to a solid green, which means it is monitoring charged battery. So there you go. Simple as. Okay, so because I'm storing the bike in a garage here and there's lots of mice around, I'm actually going to get some tape, and I'm just using Gorilla Tape. And I'm going to tape over the holes in the exhaust here so no mice can get in and start chewing shit up. I'm also going to take the air filter off here and do the same thing so the mice can't get in. There we go, 3 screws with an Allen key. Pull that off. Too easy. Pull this out. There's your air filter. So what I'm going to do is tape up these holes here. This one is fine. But I just don't want anything getting in. Okay, so I've got the air filter out and it's pretty filthy and it's going to need to be changed. So I'm going to leave it out over winter so mice don't start to eat that, because it is, you know, made out of material that mice like to chew on. So I'm going to leave it next to the battery while it's on the tender, and then get a new filter and put that on when I start riding again in the spring. All right, so got everything done now. So the last bit is to put the cover over. So I do have a waterproof cover, and I've heard a lot of people say it's not good to use one of those in winter because it does keep in the moisture. But again, I'm working with what I've got here. So at least it will keep off the dust and hopefully keep some mice out and keep my beautiful bike protected. Until next spring. See you later.